Louisville, it is our chance to change the direction and to make it better. We deserve better. We get there together.
This is brought to you by the people to elect Shamika Parrish Wright.
Whether it's being a mother of 6 or a grandmother of 4 with one on the way, whether it's running the Bail Project, whether it's standing up for what's right, whether it's being your council person for District 3.
This has been something that we as a body should recognize.
Whether it's working to fix the issues in this city. Whether it's being the executive director of Vocal Kentucky. We now understand what's needed in this city, and that is new leadership. Louisville, it's time. I've seen enough of Louisville from many vantage points to know what we need as a city. We all agree that we need new leadership. I'm hoping, 1, you go and vote on May 19th, and 2, I'm hoping that you vote Shamika Parrish Wright to be your next mayor.
This is brought to you by the people to elect Shamika Parrish Wright.
The Center for Neighborhoods was founded in 1973 as the local community design center. And since then, we have worked hard and tirelessly to make sure that residents have what they need to thrive where they are now. Our work with the NIA Center and the West Louisville Community Design Team, do it every time. The West Louisville Dream Team is a part of that effort to make sure that residents have what they need to thrive, and that we as a city have community-controlled assets. Next up, I would like to bring up Sean Spencer, the past president of the West Louisville Dream Team.
Thank you all for coming today. I appreciate it. And welcome to the NIA Center if this is your first time here. I'm Sean Spencer, one of the founders and the president emeritus of the West Louisville Dream Team. The West Louisville Dream Team is a community collaboration of organizations and residents of the area. First and foremost, I want to thank the Center for Neighborhoods. Without them, we would not be here today. I also want to thank the Louisville Urban League, who has supported us throughout this process. It has actually been 1 year this month. Time has flown. The West Louisville Dream Team, with the support of the residents and the tenants of this building, began the journey of acquisition a year ago. We knew what the building meant to the community, what it meant to entrepreneurs and small businesses, and what it meant to the residents to have resources available to them close to home. We are now nearing the completion of acquiring the building for this community. Our vision is a commercial building, simple. A commercial building that is central to West Louisville, a purpose-driven landmark, a symbol of vibrancy, and an example of what the community can do together. The building will feature retail shops like the bookstore you passed when you came into the building, a print shop on the first floor, a coffee shop, nonprofits, music studio, various small businesses, a mental health services. We actually will have a whole floor dedicated to mental and spiritual health services. And we are excited that Kentucky driver's license will remain in the building. The room you are currently in will be rejuvenated as the community space, a space for our residents and organizations to have meetings and events that's central right here in West Louisville. So we're excited to have that open back up for public use. And an entire floor, spoke with about the entire floor dedicated. Oh, there you are. I was still looking out to the audience to see if you were there. I can go on and on about the things that are coming to the building. Just know we're filling up fast. If you're looking for space, get with us quickly because we want to get you in. But as we talk about what this building means to the small businesses that are here, and especially the mental health services, given the climate that we're in, I want to have one of our tenants come up and speak. LaQuisha Moore is here in the building. She's been here for years. She was here before the announcement of the close. She's been with us as we have fought to keep the building open and to repurpose it. So I want her to come up and just talk a little bit about her business and what being in this building and keeping this building means to her as a small business owner. Is it okay?
Thank you. As Sean said, I'm Keisha Moore. I'm CEO and founder of Levitate, which is a trauma-focused mental health services provider. Um, Being in this building to me means that we get to keep culturally responsive mental health services in an area where it's very needed. It also means to me that it shows what we can do when we come together collectively. You know, even in this being mission minded and keeping this building. I never seen us getting this far, but I'm so happy that we did. But we fought to keep it open, and maybe even Goodwill's intent was not malicious, but intent and impact are two different things, and we were all going to be impacted in a very negative way. There is not a lot of space or business space in the West End. So not only were we going to be put out of the Nia Center, but we were going to be put out of our community. And so I'm grateful for the common unity that we exercise to come together and fight for ourselves, stand up for ourselves without worrying about whose business was doing what. We just like we saving ourselves and our businesses around us. And so to me, it means that we get to have a lasting impact in our community, and we get to stay here and do the work that is so needed. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to say, people usually see me. I'm kind of the loud mouth. I always tell people I am the tip of the spear, but there's people behind me. I just want to acknowledge Michael Hicks, JC Britt Jones, two of our Louisville Dream Team board members that are here. Can you all stand up, please? So you can see. I just want to make sure that we know these are people that we're calling late at night. Oh, and our current president just walked in, Timothy Cox. So these are people that we're calling in the middle of the night. We're texting. We're trying to get things done behind the scenes on the weekend. And I just want to make sure that they're acknowledged for all the hard work because it's usually me in front of the camera. So thank you all. And Tim, you want to come on up too? Timothy Cox, as I said, just walked in. So he's definitely one that we need to acknowledge as well. So thank you all so much. Next, we have Jim Beckett. Jim, our all-around guy. He's done everything for us. I will let him introduce himself because he's got a couple different roles in this project. Jim?
Right. Thank you, Sean. Good morning, everyone. That's what I'm talking about. Didn't have to even repeat myself. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but absolutely nothing can be changed unless it's faced. It's James Baldwin. And what excites me about today and this journey I've been blessed to be on is I get to stand next to some of the most courageous people that I know, because that quote's about courage. Oh, a year ago, West Louisville Dream Team, tenants, and as they created Ripple's community, said, wait a second, what are we doing? And they stood tall, right? Because as was said, they were about to be put out. And so it's amazing to lock arms with those who are courageous because our city needs a lot more courage. Again, my name is Jim Beckett. I am the principal and founder of Ripple Bridge. And Ripple Bridge is an economic advisory company around development that focuses on our most marginalized and underinvested residents and neighborhoods to help navigate hard economic development deals and get them done. So that is the role that I am playing. And so today I want to share for a few minutes some of the information on how the deal's going and working, what the next steps are, some of our partners. This deal is scheduled to close later on in June, and so we are working feverishly to make that happen. And one of the things that's important about this is this building is being acquired by Black people. Right now in Louisville, we have a population, black population, 22 to 24%. Yet only 2% of the employer businesses look like me. 2%. Okay? And so this is a huge step in closing a gap and an important step. And I don't want that to be lost on anybody. This is an economic development deal. I'm going to say it again. This is an economic development deal. Okay? And as also a developer, I can tell you all development deals are hard. They're all hard. I don't care where it is. But they are, I'm in a deal that's been going on 6 years now. They're very, very, very difficult. But they are unnecessarily more difficult in West Louisville. They are unnecessarily more difficult when led by black people. And so to do it, you have to have courageous partners. You have to have courageous partners that do not cower to the narrative that says, wait until somebody else goes first. And I want to share and introduce some of those partners that have been mentioned as well, who are courageous in making sure this gets done, because this is not done by just West Louisville Dream Team, right? Or the tenants or myself. It's going to take a lot of folks, and some are in that room, and I want to talk about a few of them here, and then we'll get into a little more of the nuance of the deal, and then I'll sit down. Front line that jumped out and said, let's go. Center for Neighborhoods, and you've heard that several times. The fiscal sponsor, not just for grants, but all financing. And I want to applaud Carla Daring and Michael Forbush for leading the charge. As Michael said, Center for Neighborhoods has been around a long time doing incredible work in our neighborhoods. But they're starting to get into a new foray that's needed, and that's economic development at a higher level and community investment. And Carla and companies have been working on the capital stack, which I'll talk about a little later. But they had to get their board to say, let's go and take a little bit more risk than maybe we have before. The definition of courage. I want to also celebrate the Louisville Urban League. It's been mentioned. Lyndon Pryor just walked in like, whoo, I get, man, I'm good. I need to work on that a little bit. The CEO, right? That was my thing. That worked out well. And his team, Rhonda Mitchell, who's the Chief Risk Officer, and Anthony Leacham, who's the CFO, and their board. And from the beginning, Lyndon said to me, man, we just want to support this deal and make sure it happens. And they have done so not just with their mouth, but with resources. Okay? Courage is not your mouth. It's doing something. And they have from the beginning. We would not be here in this part of the deal without the Louisville Urban League. So, Lyndon, we salute and appreciate you, brother. To do a deal like this, you have to have professional partners. And so we have some represented. You have to have law firms. So today we have K&L Gates, Jessica White, who's in the back there, who is, her firm is leading a lot of the primary real estate transactions. You have to have Gray Ice Higdon, Kastner. Willock is back there as well, handling a lot of the corporate affairs. Okay. They said, let's go. What are we talking about? Of course this deal has to happen. Okay. Brown Engineering made sure that the rumors that this building was falling over or structurally bad, right? They kicked the tires. They said, what are you talking about? This building's going to outlive all of us many times over. Okay. And the Urban League made that happen. Turnkey Title, and let me just make sure I know. Brown Engineering is an MBE engineering firm. Turnkey Title, handling the title work for this deal, MBE. JQOL, another MBE engineering firm, did the survey work. We have represented in the room in bioforensics that did phase ones and will help continue the journey with respect to environmental. We have Joe and Mark back there in the audience. Let me just tell you something. I've known them for 6 years because they're working on a deal with me in Park Hill. They're community focused. They are in the space of community. They're here today. Okay, and we appreciate you being here today. West End CDE, very early on and continuing with due diligence matters and helping us navigate different financial opportunities. Okay, and that's Timothy Cox back there as well. And I would be remiss if I didn't include TARC. And so you got to be careful what you read. Okay, I'm in the deal. And so I will tell you that TARC has been a phenomenal partner. I'm not going to pretend, of course, there were bumps at the beginning. But through this deal, we have a signed purchase agreement. I've been working closely with their general counsel, John Hardesty, who's been ridiculously transparent. Okay, as we work through the hard, again, these are economic development deals. This is hard. Okay, and their president, Ozzie Gibbs, who's been very transparent, called me on my cell phone, who works hard in his position to navigate balancing the board in the city. They need this money, if you all haven't been following TARC, right? This is an economic development deal that puts money also in TARC's hands. All right? So let's talk about the financing of what's going on. So the purchase agreement and what you all have seen publicly is for $2.1 million. That is to acquire the building. If you know anything about economic development and even acquiring something, even if it's your house, if all you have is money to purchase a house, you're going to have a problem. Okay? So this deal is actually a $4.3 to $4.4 million deal. It's not just a $2.1 million deal. There's been a lot of deferred maintenance. It's been neglected that needs to happen now. This building needs to be renovated. You can ask people to come in and be tenants, both continuing and new tenants, if you don't lift up this place. Okay? As I've said many times, it's not about necessarily the asset, it's about people and what people deserve and how they feel in their spaces. Okay? And so we're going to make sure that we have money to make not this place just feel welcome, but for people to thrive, and not just the people who work here and have their offices here and who have committed to the success of the NIA Center, but the people that come into the NIA Center to use these services. All right? The financial stack, right, so how we're going to pay for it, has right now about 4 different sources. The first is a mortgage loan. It's kind of a traditional loan with traditional interest rates. We have 3 different financial institutions that we're talking to close that out. One's here. I want to shout out Robbie Brown and Park Community Credit Union, okay, who has been diligent in pushing his internal team, pushing them hard to get moving. Time kills all deals. And so he's been a great force inside Park and their leadership team to get this moving so we can get to quick yeses, quick nos. What do we need to do? What information do you need? We also have the next category, social impact loans. Those are lowest interest loans, 2 to 4%, that have a lot more flexible terms. Why is that important? Well, one, I don't have to tell you about the interest rates, but also when you have more flexible terms, that helps the business get going and get cash flowing without the stress of, we'll call it heavy debt. All right? And we have a couple of applications out with 2 entities. We have the Community Foundation of Louisville through their Invest Louisville. I think Amber just walked in. She is representing Community Foundation of Louisville. Amber is the executive director over grant making. And so we appreciate the diligence of Ron Gallo and that team as they quickly process the request for a social impact loan. And then we also have an application with West End Opportunity Partnership. Okay? And I've spoken to board chair Doug Craddock, finance chair William Summers. These are friends of mine that I've spoken to. And I challenge them, and I've been very public about this. I challenge the partnership to have the same level of zeal, the same sense of urgency and expediency to put money into this deal to continue to let it thrive, just like they did last year, to purchase the building, to tear it down and do a ground lease with goodwill. Okay? We're not harboring on the past, but we expect the partnership to put in to let something grow. Okay, because that's where we are in this. And so I'm very, very prayerful and hopeful that Dr. Craddock, under his leadership, and William Summers, who is over the Finance Committee, will not just so much do the right thing. It's an economic development deal. Okay, so we also have a social impact. They will get money back with interest. Okay, the next category are grants. And the West End Opportunity Partnership also has a grant sitting on their lap as part of that application. And Metro Council. And I know last night Sean Spencer did a great job speaking to the council persons. We've had a lot of meetings with various council members who understand how important this is. It was not put in the mayor's original budget, so we're leaning on the council members to help make this happen. And so I'm excited about that. And again, I remain always hopeful and prayerful that they will also push through to be part of this $4.4 million economic development deal. And the last category, in a lot of ways the most important, is equity. A lot of people throw the word equity around. So let me tell you what this means when I say equity. This is the most risky capital. This is an investment in ownership where the investor says, I believe in this. This is an economic development deal. There is a return on investing, right? We need to stop acting like things that happen in West Louisville just are some charitable thing that, there is money this building will appreciate. You've got the Goodwill campus, you've got Norton Commons Hospital, all this area. You have, what's across the street? I'm losing my train of thought. With Vincent James. Thank you, Dare to Care, sorry. Right across the street. Incredible things are happening. And so those property values are going to go up. But these investors are risking the most because this is not a loan. This is not part of a grant. They could lose it all. They're not going to. But they could lose it all. And we're excited to partner with a group that I'm now going to turn over to and give the microphone up. The Players Club. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Donnie Atkins, who's representing the Players Club, and I'll let him talk a little bit about his thoughts on
Through
this deal.
every note, every performance, the arts connect us. The arts connect us through joy and through awe, bridging cultures and generations. From intimate theaters to the grandest stages, the arts bring us together, reminding us that we're never truly alone. When we experience the arts, we experience each other. Kentucky Performing Arts. The arts connect us.
Hey y'all, I'm Attica Scott, former Kentucky State Representative, and you're joining me today on State Launch Night.
We will continue to provide updates as we have more information.
Former Kentucky State Representative, and you're joining me today on State Launch Night.